Dear Albin Kurti, it's an honor to have you here inside the Foundation Jean-Jaurès today among us. We have a very rich debate and discussion about all issues related to Kosovo, to regional integration into European Union, related also to Kosovo relation with European Union. And in that regard, I have one question which concerns the dialogue between Serbia and Kosovo with the mediation of the European Union. On the 20th of April 2010, it will make 5 years that we have a so-called historical agreement. It was presented like this at this time, of the path of normalization of the relation between Serbia and Kosovo. So I would like to know, we would like to know where does stand really this historical agreement today, 5 years later. And in that regard, also there is a question related to economy, to economic development. We have the feeling that actually it has stagnated and maybe it is even worse. So maybe you have some proposals, some ideas of what should be done. And above all of that, it's all about European integration at the end. You are a pro-European party, and you may have some ideas and suggestions, so we would like you to share all of that with us.
Well, thank you very much for the invitation and for this opportunity. We had 6 years of dialogue with Serbia, with a lot of investment, local and international, but with too little return. And we think that we should reflect upon it, what went wrong, and the so-called first agreement of principles of 5 years ago was built up with another agreement 2.5 years ago about association of Serb majority municipalities. But the ruling of our constitution on December 2015 said that 23 articles of our constitution are not in compliance with this agreement. So now we have a new stalemate, and I think that we should not jump into new dialogue without investigating what went wrong. I'm not against dialogue in principle, but I oppose dialogue without principles. We should discuss about the principles, conditions, agenda, format. And also I think that we should go toward good neighborly relations beyond the so-called normalization of relations. Likewise, we should start dialogue with Serbs of Kosovo about development, because it's not fair to have dialogue between leaders in Pristina and Belgrade without dialogue of people who live together in the villages and towns of Kosovo. We believe that it is possible in Kosovo to build a sort of a national consensus of our stance towards Serbia for a long-term peace and stability, and not only for what they call crisis management. We need a long-term peace and stability, a sustainable situation. On the other hand, Kosovo, Serbia, all these countries of Western Balkans, they want to join EU as soon as possible. But I think the most important thing is economic development, together with rule of law. So regarding economic development, Kosovo's situation is quite bad. Only 1 in 4 Kosovars is employed. Only 1 in 8 women in Kosovo are employed. 40% of young people who are working are doing that without working contracts. Trade deficit amounts to 1/3 of our GDP. And fragile social peace that we have in our country is thanks to remittances from our diaspora, which are close to 1 billion euros per year, in a country where the budget of the state is only 2 billion euros per year. We need to link economic development with our diaspora. There are 32,000 Albanian businesses in Germany alone. If 1% of them would come to invest in Kosovo, it would be 10 businesses per municipality. It would change our economic landscape forever. We need a development investment bank, and we need to stop with the brutal privatization and create a sovereign fund to restructure publicly and socially owned enterprises, and to allow our diaspora to buy shares there, and people of Kosovo as well, rather than continue with this blind privatization. On the other hand, I believe that our political movement, once in the government, is the only one which can fight successfully organized crime and corruption. Politicians are the richest people in the country. We say to our activists, if you like money very much, go and try your luck in business. In politics, you're supposed to remain middle class and serve general interests. So it is very important for us to get into power, and definitely big sharks of corruption get behind the bars. In Kosovo, we have war crimes, but we have even more so peace crimes. And we are the ones who initiated the law on confiscation of illegally obtained wealth, because it is very important to have free competition in the social market economy, to have rule of law, because then we do not have even capitalism, we have feudalism. And this is why our movement is insisting to increase the number of prosecutors, judges, their professional assistants, and vetting process. Elliot Ness was not from Germany, it was America. To put behind the bars our small Al Capones, we need our own Elliot Nesses in Kosovo, prosecutors and judges who are going to go to the end in fighting organized crime and corruption, and in this way clear the path of European integration for Kosovo.
Perfect. I want to thank you very much for all of that, and I wish you good luck.
Thank you.
Albin.